This program has a voicemail number associated with it, 714-576-4054. And you can email me as well, daily@dollemore.com. You can even get at me on the social medias at Dollemore. I'm everywhere, except I'm not on Twitter anymore, which brings us to the topic at hand with this particular caller, who is impressing upon me and other creators in this space of news analysis, political commentary, progressive politics for the most part of who he talks about. But he's really putting the screws to me to come back on Twitter. And I want to talk about exactly why I'm not on Twitter anymore and some of the reasons that led me to that decision, much to the chagrin of my professional life, because Twitter was an absolute vehicle to drive views to this channel. And I gave that up. I had a programmatic thing. There's a program out there, or a website called IFTTT, IFTTT, if this, then that. And you can just program Twitter that every time I release a video on YouTube, it just automatically sends it and tweets it out. I even turned that off. I have nothing. I do not tweet or like or follow people anymore. In fact, I'm going through the process of deleting everything I've ever tweeted. But that leads us to this caller, and we'll talk about more in depth why I left Twitter after, I better get to the window, after the voicemail.
Jesse, listen, man, I'm a big fan.
Thanks.
You guys, when I say you guys, I mean you, Pac-Man, Jank, I know TOIT's got their problems right now. All you guys that have left X, Twitter X, need to come back. That's what I'm saying. I am with you. I feel abandoned. You guys, the fucking Bluesky and Threads, and that's not the Pepsi to the Coke, man. That is not the Burger King to the McDonald's. Facebook and Twitter are it, even though they're not the same kind of thing. But that's how it is. You guys are sorely missed. We need your voices back. I understand the whole thing against Elon, blah, blah, blah. But nothing else comes close. It's, unfortunately, it is what it is. And Twitter X is where it is. And I need you guys back. I mean, for us that didn't leave, they're still fighting the good fight there. We fucking need you back. That's all I'm saying, man. Consider it. Get back. Get your account back.
Well, thank you for the call, and I appreciate your fandom, your engagement with the content, and trying to make the world a better place, the country a better place. But let me give you a litany of reasons. First of all, I don't accept the premise of what you're saying. I don't think that it's it. It's not a Pepsi versus Coke or a Burger King versus McDonald's. It's not a trash, ultra-processed food battle, to use your metaphor. Also, I still have an account on Twitter. I am, like I said, systematically going through and deleting tweets, deleting likes, unfollowing, just to leave it a dormant account. Part of that is because I don't want somebody to take the username and then try to clone themselves and act like they're me, scamming fraudulently, getting people to give them money or whatever. There's already enough of that in the comments on YouTube with people trying to get you to sign up for Telegram and WhatsApp and all this other investment nonsense trying to act like they're me. And others go through this as well. David Pac-Man still has an account. I actually just went and looked, and he doesn't tweet certainly as much. I think the last time he tweeted was days and days ago. But, and I can't speak for Jank. I don't care what Jank does. So, the reason I left Twitter is because it's no longer a useful tool. And for you to say that Bluesky is not where it's at, Bluesky is showing great promise in being what Twitter used to be in the mid 2000s, like around 2010 through 2016, 17. Twitter was a valuable tool used by activists and journalists and researchers and academics and people like me in my role here. It's no longer that. It is now a pay-to-play where you're algorithmically driven, your account and your responses are driven to the top because you pay Twitter 8 or 10 or whatever, how much dollars it was. I've never paid for Twitter. I would never pay for Twitter. For me, it's less about Elon, the person, and he is a wild piece of shit, to be sure. But it's less about that. It's more about the overall Nazification of the platform. That people are freely using racial and anti-gay and anti-trans slurs. It's just a vile platform of abuse that I don't really want a part of. But the overarching reason was more pragmatic in that it's not a useful tool anymore. I can't go to find headlines. If there's breaking news, I can't rely on the fact that what is being served to me is truth. Because Elon, for whatever malign reasons, and there are malign reasons there's a litany of them, myriad reasons. For whatever reason, he is doubling down on misinformation, on propaganda, on disinformation, on the dangerous destabilization of democracies all across the world, not just the United States, but in Germany and other European countries. It's a problem. And because of the fact that that's what he's doing, he's ruined it. It's no longer useful. So I would tell you, I don't think you left your name, we'll leave you anonymous, but I would recommend you get on Bluesky. If you liked what Twitter is or what you think it is now, but absolutely what it was, and it's not like I have anything tied up in Bluesky. I don't owe them anything. It's a useful tool. They're making tweaks. Here are some suggestions, people at Bluesky who are certainly not watching this video. You need to make video length longer. You need to let file sizes be larger for people to upload. There are certain things to make it more Twitter-ish when Hit Twitter was useful that needs to happen. And they're slowly getting there. But Twitter isn't where it's at. And whether my voice is sorely needed or not, it's not going to be there because it would not matter. I'm not paying for Twitter. Therefore, my voice was always diminished. And like I said, I am giving up money. Dollars. This is what I do for a living, and I would be in a far better shape if I were to allow my videos, or if I were to promote my videos on Twitter, and I'm not doing that. It's both a moral issue, an ethical issue for me, but it's also a pragmatic one. There are a lot of things at play, and I'm probably only scratching the surface. It's probably something I need to do to have somebody on the podcast and just talk about Twitter a little bit more fully. But I would love all of your opinion out there. Do you think it's too much that I bailed? Do you think that it's like a knee-jerk reaction? I'd love to know. Have you left? Are you on Bluesky? Do you back me up on this? Or do you think I'm wrong? We can all disagree agreeably. Certainly, I think we can do that, right? You can call, again, voicemail line just like this caller, 714-576-4054. Or, of course, as always, you can email me, daily@dollemore.com. I love and appreciate you guys. Whether you agree or not, I appreciate you. If you want to help support this work, for $2 a month, you can become a channel member. Click the join button below. That would be great. You can also go over to patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast. Again, I am on social media, not on Twitter, but I'm at Dollemore just about everywhere else, and I'd love to see you there. I will see you next time. Until then, be genuine and take care of one another.